Yo, what is up, guys? And today we're going to learn how to simplify algebraic expressions. And by simplifying algebraic expressions, you're basically just writing the algebraic expression, or this expression, in the simplest form possible, or the shortest form possible. You just want it to be, you just want the expression to be easier to understand and to make it less complicated. So let's start with this problem. Negative 3d minus 8 minus 4 plus 7d. So basically, when you simplify algebraic expressions, the main thing you're going to do is to add like terms or collect like terms, which basically means that you're just going to add the algebraic terms that are similar to each other. So let's try and identify those algebraic terms that are similar to each other in this scenario. So negative 3d and 7d, they are similar to each other because they have the same variable d, or the same base d. So we could circle to get circle those two algebraic terms together with the same color. However, now we're left with negative 8 and negative 4. Negative 8 and negative 4, they're both constants, which are basically numbers on their own. They're numbers without variables. So thus they have the name constant because the value never changes. They don't have a variable. And we can circle them with the same color together because they're both constants. Their values are just numbers. Their values are just fixed. So after that, after we've identified all our like terms, we can add those like terms together. So we can add negative 3d and 7d, and then negative 8 with negative 4. So let's start with negative 3d and 7d. Negative 3d plus 7d, that will give us an answer of 4d, because negative 3 plus 7 is 4. And negative 8 plus negative 4, since it's negative plus negative, your answers are going to be negative as well. So negative 8 plus negative 4 is negative 12. And that's our answer. It's basically 4d minus 12. 4d from negative 3d plus 7d, and negative 12 from negative 8 plus negative 4. Just collect the like terms and add them together. Now our next problem is negative 8 minus 6 minus 2s minus 5s. Okay, the first thing we're going to do to make it easier is to identify the like terms together. So we're just going to circle the terms that are like to each other. Negative 2s and negative 5s, they are similar to each other because they share the same base or variable, which is s, so we're going to circle it together, negative 2s, negative 5s, same variable s. And negative 8 and negative 6, they're also similar to each other because they're both constants, they don't have a variable, and they're just numbers on their own. So we're going to circle them together. Once we've finished identifying all the like terms, we can simply just add those terms together. Negative 2s plus negative 5s is also known as negative 7s because negative 2 plus negative 5 is negative 7. And negative 8 plus negative 6, that will give us negative 14. So our answer is negative 7s minus 14. Okay, our next problem has parentheses. 9 minus 3 to the product of 6 plus 2y. So, have you ever heard of PEMDAS? Yeah, that's basically the order of operations. That's how you should solve every algebraic equation or expression. So PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So you always start with the parentheses, then the exponents, then multiplication, then division, then addition, then subtraction. So in this case, the first thing we're going to do is to distribute negative 3 to 6 and distribute negative 3 to 6 and negative 3 to 2y? Well, because we want to get rid of the parentheses first, we're not going to immediately add like terms. We're not going to add negative 3 to 6 or 9 to negative 3 and 6. We're not going to do that first because in the order of operations, the parentheses is the first thing you need to do. So you need to take that out. And to take that out, you're going to apply the distributive property, which is basically distributing negative 3 to the terms inside the parentheses. It's basically the same thing as negative 3 times 6 and 6 plus 2y. So negative 3 times 6 is, we're just going to write 9 here. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. And negative 3 times 2y is negative 6. Negative 6y. So in this case, we'll identify the like terms. There's only one algebraic term in here that has a variable. So it's only negative 6y, so it's just going to be negative 6y. You can't add anything to it. However, there are two constants here, 9 and negative 18. That means that we can add them together. So let's write the negative 6y first, and then the answer to 9 plus negative 18. 9 plus negative 18 is negative 9. And so our answer is negative 6y minus 9. You might be asking, why am I writing the variables first, and why am I writing the algebraic terms with the variables first, and then the constants like next to it? Like, why am I doing that? Well, because the constants, their values are already fixed. I mean, their values are fixed. You can't change their values anymore. However, when you have like an algebraic term with a variable, you don't really know the value, because you have to multiply the numerical coefficient negative 6 to the variable y, and you don't know what y is. So y could be any number, and you just don't know what it is, so you're going to write that first, and that number can yield a larger product, and it would be larger than negative 9. So that's why I'm writing the variables first, and that's like what everyone should be doing, is to write it from the highest value to the lowest value. Now our last expression is 6 to the product of negative 3 plus 5z. So now we're also going to try to apply PEMDAS here, because we have parentheses surrounding negative 3 plus 5z. So we want to get rid of those parentheses by distributing 6 to negative 3 and distributing 6 to 5z. Why are we getting rid of the parentheses? So that we can add like terms, because parentheses always come first. So 6 times negative 3, that's negative 18. We're going to write it here. And 6 times 5z is 30z. So the answer is 30z minus 18. So basically, when you're simplifying algebraic expressions, you want to try to get rid of the parentheses or exponents first. Just get rid of those things first because of PEMDAS. And then after that, you can add like terms and combine those like terms, and then you'll get the answer.